Hello, good people. Welcome to another message lesson, blessed connection on the road of victory. As so often, I have a question. Yes, I have a question for you today as well. My question is this: when you leave your house, when you go on your trips, when you go about your road of victory, meaning your everyday life, what tools do you have with you? What do you make sure you bring with you, especially on that road of victory? Now, I'm going to answer that question. Most of us might bring our purse, a wallet. That's what I bring, my wallet. Maybe your keys, maybe some other things. I don't know. I make sure I have my Bluetooth wherever I go. Wherever you may have, I guarantee you that this one other thing is something that you definitely want to make a part of that list and put it at the top of the priority of that list. Make it a top priority, rather. What is that? Don't laugh. Hope. H-O-P-E. Hope is what you always want to carry with you on your road of victory. First, I'm going to tell you why. But first, let's look at the definition of hope. I'm going to give you my definition. My definition of hope is having belief beyond or outside of the pages of history. Let me lengthen that. Hope is having the belief beyond, that goes beyond and outside of the pages of history, outside and beyond previous experiences, outside and beyond past realities, and outside and beyond expert analysis. Hope is the belief, having the belief that goes outside of all of these. Why is it important? One reason. While you're on your road of victory, times are going to get hard. Not speaking ill against you or myself or anyone, but that's the way life works. It's a struggle sometimes. You have to push through. And sometimes that pushing gets extremely difficult, so difficult that it's like you're mired in quicksand. And when that happens, when you reach that point in life, the only thing that you have left is hope. If you're fortunate, you'll have hope. And why is it so important? It's because hope is that thing that says, I know what other people says. I know what past experiences have shown me. I know what the pages of history says should take place or will take place under these specific circumstances. I know what happened in my yesterday, in my yesteryear. But what hope does is make you take that step forward in spite of. Hope makes you go out and buy that one tool that you need. Maybe it's just one tool just to get started as a mechanic. If I just get this one tool that assesses what's wrong with the car, and then maybe I can start charging people for the assessment. And then once I charge them for that and I get that done, then next thing you know, I can buy another piece of equipment that's going to help me. That one step that allows you to take the second step. Because this is what the understanding that without that first step, you can't take the second, the third, the fourth, and so on. You'll never get to where you're going. And there is someone right now who is looking to be a mechanic. There is someone right now who is looking to be a doctor. There is someone right now who is looking to be a restaurant owner, a chef. There is someone right now that has a dream and a goal, and they're thinking, there's no way I can do this. But you can. You gotta have hope. And the importance of that hope, again, is to make you take that first step. That first step. Picking up that magazine, going to the library, studying on how you can make this happen. Because if you don't know how, you can't even start. Hope. Having the belief that goes beyond and outside of the pages of history, former experiences, previous realities, expert analysis. I'm going to share with you a situation of mine. Back in 2002, I hurt my shoulder. I tore my supraspinatus muscle back in the back of the shoulder, and it basically supports the rotator cuff. And without that muscle acting as it needs to, there's a lot that you can't do. And I was into powerlifting back then, and I had done some competitions that done well. And after tearing that muscle, I didn't know at first. What I did know is that I could no longer bench press. I could no longer do a lot of things in the gym that I had been doing. I couldn't even lift the bar, which is 45 pounds. I could not do that. I went to a doctor, they sent me to a specialist, and the specialist told me, here's the expert analysis. He said, we can do surgery. However, even if we do surgery, you'll probably only get about 70% of your strength back in that arm. Without doing surgery, you may be able to get 60, so you may as well not do surgery. I wasn't about to do surgery anyway. That was out of the question. I was always told to only have surgery on your back, anywhere in your back if you have to. I believe that, and I steer away from that anyway. So what happened though is I heard what he said. I heard his expert analysis telling me that I'd only get 70% of the strength that I formerly had in this shoulder, and that's with surgery. I went home. I told my boys that I worked out with, and I still went to the gym. I had helped spot them as I could. You know, left arm was still pretty good, and the right hand, anyway. So I was able to spot it and do some, other stuff, legs, and do cardio and what have you. But in the meantime, I'd go home and I'd do little things. I'd practice. I had to start with just lifting plates up, just a regular plate, not a barbell, not a plate, a 25 or 10 pound, although I got to that, but plates, dinner plates. Practicing lifting it up and back down, lifting it up and back down. Then I got to 5 pound plates and actual weights, 5 pounds, 10 pounds. And I was able to let this plane fly by. I got to the point where I was able to do a few push-ups, like 5. I built up. I continued to work on it. It got to a point where I could go, when at the gym, I was able to do that 45-pound bar on the bench press. Eventually, to move this story along, this reality, this past reality of mine on, it got to a point where I was back under the bench, on the bench, under that weight. The reality that came to pass was I had hope that if I do everything I could, that I worked hard, stayed consistent, stayed committed to my training and my diet, that I can do better than what the doctor said. I didn't know. So what was the result? a little over about 2 years later, I competed in a powerlifting competition, world competition, and got not just a first place trophy, but a world record. World record. Not in leg press or any of those other or workouts, any of the other contests, but in bench press. And forgive me for those who don't know about working out and what it all means. So just to share real quick, the bench press is when you're laying on your back and you're pushing up like this. When you're laying on your back, you bring the weight down to your chest and you push it all the way up. And that's what you want to do in bench press. So I got a world record. That was because of hope. That was because of that belief that I had that went beyond those pages from yesterday's history, that went beyond my former experiences and what other people told me. And many people told me, oh man, you're done. You tore your muscle. I tell you what I told my boys. I told them what the doctor said when I got back. And they said, oh man, they felt bad for me. And then I told them my analysis. I said, you know what I told the surgeon? I told him I'm going to finish tearing that muscle and make 2 of them out of it, and I'm going to be even stronger. Now, I don't know about that part because I didn't go back and get an MRI, x-rays done to see if it's 2 muscles. Of course, I'm sure it's not, but I was stronger. I had never benched over 415 pounds prior to that. Never had, but I did after. That's what hope would do for you. That's what hope would do for you when tough times come, unexpected times. There's someone, maybe you're watching this right now, or maybe you know someone who should be watching this, who's given up on hope. Maybe because they've been diagnosed with a certain disease. Maybe they've been told they'll never be able to walk again. Maybe they've been told they'll never be able to sing again, never be able to see again. Or whatever it is, they may think that their life is over right now. It's done for me. I'm telling you, and I'm asking you to convey to anyone else that you think may be feeling that way, maybe believing that way. Don't give up hope. Keep that tool in your belt so that you can pull it out whenever you need to. Because it's real. It's real. I love giving some biblical backup. So sometimes it gets to the point where you can't have hope for yourself or in yourself. That's okay. So Isaiah chapter 40 verse 31 says this: those who have hope in the Lord have their strength renewed. They will soar like the wings of an eagle, run without getting weary, and walk without fainting. Let me say that again. Isaiah 40:31. Those who have hope in the Lord be renewed in their strength, will soar like the wings on the eagle, will run without getting tired, will walk without fainting. Tough times do come. And sometimes it feels like it's like life is picking on you. But these are the times where we have to activate our hope and activate our faith and push through. Even when the doctor says it's done. Even when the pages of history says, hey, this has happened before and this is what's going to happen. This is the next step. No. Even when your former experiences, you've been through this before. That's okay. That doesn't mean that the same thing that happened before doesn't have to happen this time. Previous reality is previous. It's not now. And you determine that reality. Let it begin with hope when times get hard for you. Keep hope on your belt. Rather, the times are really tough and you're having some real issues, some life issues that are threatening to alter who you wish to be, who you want to be, take you away from your goals, your destinies, your dream, or rather something small. Keep hope there, because hope will help you to take that one step, and then that second step, and then that third step, and then what do you have? You're 3 steps in, and who knows how many you have to go. But what is guaranteed is as long as you keep stepping, as long as you keep hoping, there's a chance of you getting there. But if you never take that step, if you don't have hope, it doesn't happen. And what we do on the road to victory is make it happen. That's exactly where I look forward to connecting you further on the road to victory. Until next time, as always, you all know, peace, and I do love you.